For humans, the world was silent, no names, no borders, no meaning, just the wind brushing water, sunlight painting mountains, and the quiet pulse of existence. Then we began to speak. Our voices carved sounds into symbols, and those symbols became the foundation of laws and beliefs. We invented right and wrong, drew lines between mine and yours, and called these invisible boundaries truth. From imagination, nations were born, from fear, gods emerged, trade gave rise to money. Thus, the world as we know it, a grand illusion, came into being, shaped by our collective agreements and stories. Human invention didn't stop at language. Cave paintings faded into the rise of cities, skyscrapers, and bustling crowds. Children sit in classrooms, people scroll endlessly on their phones, and workers toil under fluorescent lights. Our inventions grew taller and more complex than their creators. Somewhere along the way, we forgot these systems were inventions. We began to obey them, becoming servants to our own creation. The world, once open and undefined, became a web of rules and expectations, shaping every aspect of our daily lives. A rushing crowd, one person stands motionless, eyes wide open. Everything you see is just an agreement, a shared story we've chosen to believe. The world isn't what is, it's what we've decided to see. Our reality is shaped not by absolute truths, but by the collective decisions and beliefs we hold. When you pause and look around, you realize how much of what you call real is simply a product of human imagination and consensus. From the moment you were born, invisible scripts were handed to you. A child writes rules on a chalkboard: be good, be smart, be like others. Hands clap, bells ring, and grown-ups nod in approval. What we call education is often conditioning in disguise. These scripts dictate what to believe, what to fear, and what to chase. They shape our thoughts and behaviors before we even realize it, quietly guiding us into the roles society expects us to play. Chains made of words: should, must, can't, tighten around us as we grow. We learn to perform, to please, to fit in. In doing so, we forget how to think for ourselves. The weight of expectation becomes a prison, locking away our curiosity and authenticity. Yet freedom begins with a single question: why? Every time you challenge a should, you loosen the chains and open a door to new possibilities. As the chains dissolve, a child looks up at the open sky. Every should you break is a door you open. The process of questioning and letting go of inherited beliefs is the beginning of true freedom. It's not about rejecting everything, but about seeing clearly and choosing consciously. The sky above is vast and open, reminding us that our possibilities are as limitless as our willingness to question. Rows of identical people walk in perfect sync, each wearing a mask labeled normal. One person stops, looks up, and removes their mask. Society calls it normal, but what is normal except the average of everyone's fear? We measure life by imitation, copying dreams and worshipping patterns. Yet no soul ever found peace by blending in. True authenticity begins when you dare to step out of the line and reveal your real self. One face turns toward the camera, eyes glimmering with raw truth. The world needs fewer conformists and more awake beings, those who dare to be real in a world addicted to pretending. Authenticity is not rebellion, it's the courage to be yourself even when everyone else is wearing a mask. When you choose truth over imitation, you light the way for others to do the same. Pages of a book turn rapidly, words fading away. A hand tears the final page. You are not your story, you are the silence before it. The script you live by was written by others, your family, your school, your gods, your fears, but you have the power to rewrite it. The past does not define you, your awareness and choices do. Freedom is found in the space between the lines. Person walks through corridors of floating paper scripts. Each paper burns into light as they pass. Freedom is not about rebellion for its own sake, it's about awareness. It's seeing the puppet strings and choosing to dance anyway on your own rhythm. When you recognize the scripts, you gain the power to step outside them and create your own path. Ancient temples dissolve into modern courtrooms and offices. Books of law glow with golden light, then crumble into dust. We built temples to our rules and worshipped them as gods. We called them systems and kneeled before their power. But no rule is sacred, it's only useful until it is. Systems are meant to serve life, not the other way around. Person stands under a giant scale of justice. They touch one side, it turns into feathers and floats away. True morality is not obedience, it's consciousness. It's seeing when a rule serves life and when it serves fear. The weight of tradition can be lifted when we choose awareness over blind obedience. Fast-moving city lights, people typing, machines humming, stock tickers, traffic and screens fill the scene. We chase progress like salvation, building higher, moving faster and connecting wider. Yet inside we remain restless. The pursuit of progress can become a never-ending race, leaving us more lost than free. Hamster wheel made of clocks and laptops spins endlessly. A person runs, sweating and panting, but goes nowhere. Progress is beautiful until it becomes a drug. You don't have to evolve endlessly. Sometimes peace is the highest form of intelligence. When you step off the wheel, you discover the stillness you've been seeking. The wheel stops. Silence fills the room. Birds sing outside the window as someone takes a deep breath. In the quiet, we find ourselves again. The world slows down and we remember that true progress is not always about moving forward, but about finding balance and presence in the moment. Two people argue, their words turning into smoke and vanishing. Between them, silence expands like light. We often mistake agreement for truth, but truth is not what we vote on, it simply is. When we let go of the need to be right, we open ourselves to the reality that exists beyond our beliefs. A single drop of water falls onto a calm surface, sending ripples outward endlessly. Belief divides, but truth unites. The moment you stop defending your thoughts, you begin to meet reality as it is. Like ripples on water, truth spreads quietly, touching everything it encounters. When you let go of defending your thoughts, you start meeting reality. Agreement is comfortable, but truth is transformative. It asks us to see beyond our preferences and opinions to witness the world as it truly is. In that space, real understanding and connection begin. A cabin in the forest, sunlight streaming through the trees. A person wakes up surrounded by nature, no phones, no noise, just presence. To live without the world is not to escape it, but to stop carrying its burdens in your mind. Simplicity becomes a sanctuary and presence becomes your guide. Walking barefoot on grass, smiling at the sky, enjoying a simple meal, laughing alone, and watching the sunset, these are the moments of true freedom. Freedom doesn't come from ownership, it comes from being untouched by what you own. When you let go of the world's noise, you rediscover the joy of simply being. Rain turns into tears, then stars. A person sits in darkness, letting go as light bursts around them. You were told emotions make you weak, so you hid them, named them, and feared them. But feelings are not enemies, they are the weather of the soul. Like rain, emotions come and go, shaping the landscape of our inner world. Person dances in the rain, smiling, feel everything but don't become anything. Emotional freedom is not about controlling your feelings but about allowing them to move through you without attachment. When you embrace your emotions, you find strength in vulnerability and clarity in acceptance. Two people sit across a table. Words like husband, wife, friend, and stranger float above them, then fade away. We meet others through labels, but love begins where labels end. When you look beyond names, you meet souls. Real connection is found in the space beyond roles and expectations. Hands touch in silence, soft music playing in the background. When you see beyond names and roles, you discover the essence of another person. That is where true connection lives, beyond the boundaries of identity and expectation. In this space, relationships become a dance of authenticity and presence. A vast white space. A person sits cross-legged in silence as light slowly grows around them. Nothingness is not emptiness, it's freedom from form. When you drop every identity, you don't vanish, you expand. In stillness, you meet everything that ever was, discovering the beauty that lies beyond meaning. The person dissolves into light that fills the frame. In the absence of identity, you become one with everything. Stillness is not a void, but a space of infinite possibility. Here, you find clarity, peace, and the quiet joy of simply existing. From white silence, new colors emerge. A blank canvas is being painted, and a hand draws mountains, oceans, and stars. Now that you've seen through the illusion, you can create consciously, not from fear but from awareness. Every stroke is a choice, every color a possibility. A person builds a small world made of light, smiling softly. The world is no longer your prison, it's your playground. You are not here to follow, you are here to see, to create, and to be free. With each conscious act, you shape a reality that reflects your true self. The camera pulls back. A person stands on a hill, arms open, facing the sunrise. You are not part of the world is part of you. Now breathe and begin again. Each day is a new opportunity to live with awareness, authenticity, and freedom. Life is a game we invented with rules, winners, and losers. But what if you could step outside the game and see it for what it is? The courage to think for yourself is the first step toward true freedom. When you stop believing everything you've been told, you begin to see the world with new eyes. Even our emotions are conditioned. Shame, guilt, pride, and fear are often learned responses. How would you feel if you could experience emotions without labels? Emotional freedom means feeling deeply without becoming trapped by the stories attached to those feelings. Living simply is not just about owning less, but about thinking less, letting go of mental clutter. Focus on direct experience, nature, silence, and self-awareness. The mind becomes clear when you stop filling it with unnecessary noise. In this space, you find peace and clarity. Solitude is a powerful tool for self-discovery. Journaling your thoughts, spending time alone, and questioning traditions help you break free from inherited beliefs. These practices create space for your authentic self to emerge, unburdened by the world's expectations. Governments, schools, and families create rules for convenience and control, not because they are divine. When you see systems as inventions, not truths, you gain the power to question and reshape them. Awareness is the key to freedom from invisible authority. Modern life glorifies busyness, success, and technology. We chase after achievements, hoping they will bring fulfillment. But often we end up more lost than free. True success is not measured by external standards but by inner peace and authenticity. Money has value only because we agree it does. It is a symbol, not a truth. Our collective belief gives it power. When you see through the illusion of money, you realize that true wealth is found in experience, connection, and presence. Direct experience is the antidote to the world's noise. When you focus on what is happening right now without judgment or interpretation, you discover a deeper sense of presence. Nature, silence, and self-awareness become your teachers, guiding you back to yourself. Letting go of labels allows you to see people and situations as they truly are. When you stop defining yourself and others by roles, you open the door to genuine connection and understanding. The world becomes less rigid and relationships become more meaningful. Emptiness is not something to fear, it is the space where new possibilities are born. When you embrace nothingness, you find clarity and peace. Life becomes meaningful not because of what you add, but because of what you let go. After deconstructing everything, you learn to create consciously, not based on conditioning but on awareness. Each choice you make is an act of creation. You are no longer bound by the past, you are free to shape your own world. The world is no longer your prison, it's your playground. With awareness, you can explore, create, and enjoy life without fear. Every moment is an invitation to play, to discover, and to express your true self. Living with radical authenticity means observing your mind instead of obeying it. You stop believing everything you've been told and begin to see systems as inventions, not truths. This clarity allows you to live with honesty, courage, and compassion. Every ending is a new beginning. As you breathe in the sunrise, remember that you are not here to follow but to see, to create, and to be free. The world is part of you and you have the power to shape it with your awareness and intention. To live awake is to see through the illusions, to question the stories, and to choose your own path. It is a journey back to yourself, a return to clarity, presence, and freedom. With each conscious breath, you step further into your own truth. Now, as the story closes, you are invited to begin again. The world is not fixed, it is alive, changing, and waiting for your conscious participation. Breathe deeply, open your eyes, and step forward with courage. Freedom is not a destination, it is the way you walk each day.